Once you have a clear strategic plan in place, then you can talk about a dashboard. Because many times I work with boards, I ask them, do you have a dashboard? And they say, oh yeah, we have 10. I say, okay, that probably isn't a dashboard. So I think the important thing is making sure that the dashboard is just enough metrics that you can really track. And where the dashboard should come from is from your strategy. So a lot of people try to develop a dashboard and strategy separately, but I believe that the dashboard should be driven by what it is you're trying to accomplish. It's like what the Cheshire Cat said to Alice in Wonderland when she said, which way should I go? And Alice said, I don't know, it doesn't really matter where I go. And the Cheshire Cat said, any road will get you there. So this idea that you start with your strategy, then you identify, okay, if this is our strategic plan, these are our priorities. If these are our priorities, how will we know we've been successful? That defines the metrics. And then from that, you define a dashboard. And one of the things I want to mention to you on your dashboard is try to make sure that it's a mix of lagging indicators and leading indicators. The lagging indicators are the things that most of us are familiar with. So patient satisfaction, your operating margin, those are all lagging indicators because those point to performance in the past, that you know your patients in the last 12 months have been this happy with you, and your financial performance in the last month has been this. But when you look at leading indicators, those are metrics that tend to point to things that haven't yet happened. So if you look at nurse turnover rates, if you look at the clinical vacancies that you have, if you look at things like that point to, for instance, things that could be driving burnout potentially, like your overtime hours per FTE. Overtime hours per FTE, open positions in your clinical team, high nurse turnover, all those things are indicators of what might be coming. And that what might be coming is not good because it could be burnout, it could be employee disengagement. So that's an example of some leading indicators. And you might say, okay, that's very good, but what would be an example of this? And so I put together, and this is completely made up, these are based by strategic priority. So this health system, hospital that I've invented, has 4 pillars as their strategic plan. Their pillars are financial resilience, seamless access, exceptional care, and a thriving workforce. If these sound familiar, that's great, because it isn't that a strategic plan has to be super unique and different from everybody else. Many of us are dealing with the same challenges, and so it's okay if your strategic plan somewhat resembles this or somewhat resembles the organization down the street. What matters is how well you deliver on that strategic plan. You also want to make sure that you're getting comparative metrics. So you want to know, how do other organizations like us in the state perform on these metrics? What is our goal? A lot of times I ask organizations, what's your goal? And they say, we just want to be better. Well, better is not as clear a destination as we want to beat the benchmark of other hospitals in our system, or we want to exceed by 20% the national standard, whatever it might be. Pick a number, pick a goal, and on an annual basis, I think it's important for boards to actually adopt those goals. I think there is a power in taking action on goals that you might have. And part of that taking action on the set of goals is that sets you up for the conversations that I think you also should be having, which gets back to accountability and operating rigor.